then be used to justify harsh treatment. So Cochrane and Sashidaran found that African Caribbean and those of African Caribbean origin who lived in the UK were 7 times more likely to be diagnosed with schizophrenia. Now, when they compared it with the rate in the Caribbean, they found that the Caribbean rate is no higher than the UK. So we are disproportionately diagnosing people of Afro-Caribbean origin with schizophrenia. Now, there could be an environmental explanation for it, and it could be linked to being a minority group within a predominantly white society. However, if we attempt to ignore the differences or exaggerate them, this could lead to people viewing schizophrenia, or specifically African Caribbean people, in a negative light. Littlewood found that African Caribbean patients were often prescribed stronger medication for the same symptoms, and this may demonstrate that they're being judged against the white norms of society. Cross-cultural research. This type of research generally helps reduce cultural bias. However, it can be difficult to translate meaning between cultures. If you think about in Izendun and Kronenberg's work, we had the Israeli kibbutzim, and they were quite difficult to really understand from a Western perspective. Also think about Bartlett's War of the Ghosts. He's investigating this Native American story and giving it to Westerners, and they're filling in the gaps because they can't understand some of the concepts. Cross-cultural replications of study are difficult to do. Studies can actually lack validity, the procedures change, and according to Smith and Bond, can have different meanings to people in different cultures. One way we reduce cultural bias in our research is by recognizing what's referred to as cultural relativism, and this is the process by which we view other cultures from a relativistic standpoint, i.e. we do not impose judgment on them. We broadly say that all cultures are worthy of respect. Representative samples and use of local researchers, and this will avoid, to some extent, bias on the part of the investigator, but also the potential effect that might come from, for example, participants from that culture responding to questions or experiments being given to them by a foreign researcher. Here's a link to The Grammar of Happiness. It's an excellent documentary with commentary from Steven Pinker and other key figures. Thank you very much for your time today. That was Culture Bias, a nice little quick session on a really important issue and debate. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, bring them with you next time.